Since it's Independence Week for the United States of America, I figured I'd read The Defense of Fort McHenry, which is actually the poem used for the Star-Spangled Banner. And since I can't sing, I figure reading it is much better. And it was originally written as a poem, and it seems more importantly to read it as a poem rather than a song. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars to the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched with so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in the air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? On the shore dimly seen through the midst of the deep, where the foe's haughty hosts in dread silence reposes, what in which the breezes o'er the towering steep, as in fitful blows, half concealed, half discloses. Now it chases the streams of the morning's first beam, in full glory reflecting now shines on the stream. 'Tis the star-spangled banner on long may it wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave. And where is that band who such valiantly swore that the havoc of war and the battle confusion, a home and a country should leave us no more? Their blood has washed out the fool's footsteps pollution. No refuge could save the hirelings and slave for the terror of flight on the glooms of the grave. And the star-spangled banner in triumph doth wave on the lands of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, thus be it ever when free men shall stand between the loved home and the war's desolation. Bless the victory and the peace in the heavenly resurrect land. Praise the power that hath made the preservation us as a nation. Thus conquer we must when our cause is just. And this is our motto, in God is our trust. And the star-spangled banner its triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And that was the Star-Spangled Banner in the original poem, Defense of Fort McHenry. And it was written in September 1814 by Francis Scott Key, and he was an attorney and kind of a journalist, kind of a guy on the spot. And he watched the American flag rise over Baltimore, Maryland at Fort McHenry from the British ship when he was in harbor. He was actually on the British ship. He was on the ship negotiating the release of American captive during the War of 1812. And then, as he was on the British attacked Fort McHenry. And for 24 hours, the Fort McHenry was heavily bombarded, and Key was sure that it was over, that the fort would succumb. And then in the next morning, the American flag waved, and that's when he wrote. Upon seeing the American flag aloft, he wrote the first part of the poem, and then once he was safe on shore, he wrote the rest of it. And unfortunately, the poem was put to a very difficult to sing drinking song, which they believe it's to "A Cellar in Heaven" is the original song that was kind of the poem was kind of fit onto. It wasn't really made a song for singing; it was a song for more celebration. But that was the Star Spangled Banner in the original uh, poem, "Defendants of Fort McHenry." So you can either like this, you can hate it, but most importantly, what's next?